Hey guys, it's Kate. So I just wanted to jump on here real quick because I often get questions from beginner yogis about wrist pain in yoga, and in the yoga practice. So if you are just beginning your yoga journey or you've done yoga a few times and you are getting pain in your wrists, here are some tips that you might want to add into your yoga practice, okay? Quite often, what will happen in the yoga practice as a beginner yogi is that when you put your hands on the floor, especially in downward facing dog, your fingers are going to come together and you're going to roll all your weight onto the outer edge of your hand. So all of your weight of your hand is going to be right on this little teeny tiny bone there of your wrist. Now the wrist is one of the smallest joints of the body, and having your whole weight of your body resting on that teeny tiny little bony joint there is going to cause you wrist pain potentially. It doesn't have to be. But some things that you can do to alleviate this is to spread your fingers a little bit wider. Now, they don't have to be super wide, but you can imagine like little pieces of cake or little pieces of pizza between all of your fingers and your thumb. And then you can imagine gripping the floor a little bit with your fingertips. Now, this is going to activate through the forearm, and it's going to make your forearms super strong, which is going to in turn protect your wrist a little bit. What you can also do is imagine that you're going to root down through the first knuckle and the thumb knuckle of your hand into the floor to stop that weight rolling onto the outer edge of your hand. So you're pushing the inner edge of your hand down towards the mat. Really root down through that and grip with your fingertips, okay? Then what we can imagine doing is trying to lift up a little bit through the back of the wrist. Now, you're not going to lift your wrist away from the floor, okay? It's very difficult for a beginner yogi to actually really do that, so don't worry about that too much. But we're going to just imagine trying to make a little teeny tiny gap through that little space between that bony part and this fleshy part of your thumb here. So that's a really, really great way to truly activate through your hand and maybe avoid some of this pain in the wrists from being on your wrists a lot in yoga. Also, you can do wrist exercises, so warm-ups for the hands and the wrists, and I will share another TikTok about that, okay? But activation through the fingertips, root down through the first knuckle and the thumb knuckle, actively take your weight away from the outer edge of your hand, and really try to imagine that you're pushing your weight down into the knuckles of your hands and the fingertips of your hands, and this should help you. It's hard in the beginning, but with time you'll get it.